Hey guys, how's it going? We're back for another Q&A, and he's still here. I wanted to start this video off by saying a huge thank you to all of you guys who ordered candles. It could not have came at a better time. My sister, she had just gotten hurt. She's going to be out of work for a couple of weeks right now. She was super stressed, and now she is no longer stressed. She's now stressed because she's got to make 1,000,000 candles, but she's stressed in a really good way. And so she'll be at home making candles. Hopefully they will get out sooner. Now, we had put a 3-week timeline on them because it was going to take her so long because she was only going to be able to make them after work, and she was only going to be able to make them on the weekends. Now she's going to be home. The only issue is that they have to cure for 2 weeks. So hopefully they still get out a little bit sooner than expected. And then we did do a second restock on them, and those sold out immediately also. I honestly just want to say a huge thank you to you guys for that, because that was so incredibly fast. My sister and I, we were talking, we're like, yeah, it'd be so cool if we sold like 40 candles or like 30 candles or something like that. And she's like, I'll be stoked if we sell 20 candles. And I was telling her, I was like, okay, cool, we could definitely like get to 20 candles. And then she calls me at like 7:30 in the morning, and she's like, they're sold out. What do I do? And so then she decided to restock because she was going to be at home for the next 3 weeks. So it worked out perfectly. So thank you guys so much for that. And then there won't be a third restock on those, but we are talking about possibly doing a Christmas candle. So last week's videos, we did the last Q&A of why don't we ever finish projects, and then the difference between jumping worms and earthworms, stringing up the wire for the espalier fence, 3 stores, 0 purchases, what is happening, date day filled with good food and plants, date day part 2, vintage finds and a garden stroll, and then we did the candle, and then us winning the jumping worm battle. So it was overall like a pretty good week. Before we start answering questions on there, I do want to say though, we have been having an issue with YouTube unsubscribing people. I've been getting some comments. I've even had some people email me and DM me over on Instagram that they've been unsubscribed and they didn't know. So if you have a moment, check and make sure that you are subscribed, not only to this channel, but to our main channel, because YouTube is unsubscribing people. We had a huge dip in a matter of like a couple hours of subscribers, and it was kind of alarming. And then YouTube was like, no, we don't know what was going on. Sorry about it. So make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. Hit the like button on this channel. Helps us out so much more than you guys know, and we really appreciate it. So you ready to jump into it?
We're ready to jump into it. All right. And the first video for the week was, why don't we ever finish anything, and the difference between jumping worms and earthworms. And the first question's from Julia. And she had said, hi, Robbie and Brent. I have a question for Brent. What kind of back brace do you use? I use one in the garden too, but I need a new one. Mine is really old. I recently injured my back somehow and have been recovering, unfortunately not working in the garden. Well, I 100% understand having to change the way you do things to avoid further injury. You both must be so tired. You've accomplished so much this year. Love you guys and your doggies. Thank you. Yeah, I had a back.
He's wearing it now.
I'm wearing it now. Yeah, I had another back brace, and it was really rigid, and the material was really sandpapery, so it was hard to wear. I ordered this one off Amazon, and we'll put a link in the description. It's really pretty soft, but it does kind of hold everything right, and it makes the pain in the back go away almost entirely. I do have to cinch it down though pretty tight, but we'll put a link in there, and it helps so much if I remember to wear it. It's not great when it's 105 degrees and you're wearing a back brace and a t-shirt, but
yeah. But at least your back doesn't hurt.
But at least I can stand upright without being hunched over walking around the backyard completely hunched. So anyway.
I didn't realize your other one was like sandpaper.
Yeah, it was awful. And the next question on that video is from Jen's Digging Again. She had said, since the jumping worms are coming under control, are you finding actual dead jumping worms in your soil as confirmation?
We're not finding them in the soil, but we are finding them on top of the soil.
Yeah.
They come to the surface and then they just die. Yeah. So, and we've tried a couple different methods with the tea seed meal. We've tried broadcasting it, which is what we did in the lawn area. That worked great.
Worked really well.
And then we've tried mixing it into the water. That also worked really well. The issue with like broadcasting it is you have to get everything so wet. And so like for the lawn, it works fabulously because we just throw the sprinklers on. Mm-hmm. But with broadcasting it into like flower beds has been kind of hard because you have to sit there and like soak the flower beds. And we don't get rain here. If you lived in an area, I feel like where you got like summer rains, or I mean, I guess we could do it like in the winter time when we knew we were about to get a bunch of rain. But other than that, we found that for flower beds, mixing it and using a water can, that helps. I was with the 5-gallon bucket. It's nice because you can mix up so much, but I probably should put it in a watering can and then like sprinkle it, because sometimes a lot was coming out of the 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, a lot of people commented that we're putting down too much of the solution, but it worked really well.
Yeah,
and we had such an infestation in that area. It probably was.
That's probably the worst area that we had the infestation. So we wanted to make sure that area got taken care of first, and that area got taken care of like the strongest. So that side yard is, I don't want to say it's done because it's not done. It's going to be something that we have to do a couple times a year.
It'll be ongoing. Yeah,
it'll be ongoing for a couple years at least.
Saw great success, and yeah, the surface of the soil was covered in dead worms. So we know it's effective, and it was really. The lawn was fun because we did the broadcast method, and I had mowed the lawn really short, and then broadcast, let it sit for a day, and then turn the sprinklers on. Then you could, if the lawn's only this tall and the worms are coming up this high, it's really obvious.
And all of a sudden, the whole lawn looks like it's like shaking.
Dancing. Yeah,
it was so gross.
Yeah, it was not great, but we knew it worked.
Satisfying.
Yeah, so. But we're happy so far. We're moving in the right direction.
We'll put a link to it in the description down below. It's just the tea seed meal. It really helps. And I also want to say thank you guys for clicking on our links. If you guys use our links, we do earn commission on things, and that's what really helps us out, continuing to be able to do projects and do things around the garden.
All right, and the last question for this video was from Sue Cooley. And she said, RE, the worm issue, you also don't know if they came from your neighbor's yards. Have you asked them if they have any? You could be fighting a losing battle if they do. And aren't doing anything about it. Just my thoughts.
I'm 99% sure it came from our garden. I'm actually like 100% positive it came from our garden. Both of our neighbors on our sides, they don't really garden. They don't have a garden. They don't have irrigation. So their soil, I know, right on the other side of our fence, is bone dry, rock hard. Yeah. And those worms won't survive in that. I don't think that, if they do, they only have them maybe a little tiny bit into their garden. There's no way they have them throughout their garden, because nobody on either side of us irrigates. And one neighbor on this side, they have a very small strip of a garden. And then, and what they have there is very established plants. And then they have a huge cement slab. And so I really don't think that either of our neighbors have them the way that we have them.
Well, we've dug up, or we've worked in a couple of areas that we've known were dry on our property, and treated that soil that was really dry. There was nothing in it. Nothing came to the surface. I assume that because our ground tends to be extremely hard when it's not being irrigated. Yeah. They couldn't survive in there. There's nothing good for them. They wouldn't want to be there anyway. No. So I think that luckily, I think the borders are the limits.
Yeah, we used to get a lot of comments about how good our soil looked, because I would dig and it would just crumble. And when it's wet, it is very beautiful soil. But when it is dry, it is rock hard. You cannot get the shovel through it. It is really hard soil. But once it starts getting some moisture in it, then it becomes nice and crumbly and beautiful. But these guys and those guys, they don't irrigate their property at all. So I doubt that they've got worms. If they have any, it's maybe a couple right on the fence line.
Right. And the next video from last week was stringing wire for the espalier fence and adding a French drain. And the first question was from Joyce. She had asked, what about Virginia creeper? It turns beautiful red in the fall and winter. It doesn't damage any wood or brick, and it's not overly aggressive.
I hadn't thought about it, but it is a beautiful plant. So now I'm actually really thinking about it, because having the fall color would be really nice. The only issue is that it's not fully evergreen here.
Oh, yeah.
We would get the beautiful fall color, though, which would be really nice. But during the winter, I don't know how much we care. Yeah. We are out here all winter.
It would be nice to have evergreen if that's possible, if there was something that would work.
The issue, I feel like, with everything that's an evergreen vine is just so aggressive. And they get so big.
And creeping fig would work.
Creeping fig would work. The issue is that it would definitely grow through the fence. I would have to put like boards over the boards so that way I could cover the slats where that is. And I feel like that would be so distracting to the diamond pattern.
Yeah, that's true. The other issue
know.
is we found that the moles absolutely love creeping fig.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. If it's planted in the ground, they go for those roots, creeping fig,
Immediately.
and they just destroy them in no time at all.
We've lost 6 or 7 creeping fig due to moles. It's so frustrating. Yeah, we will, I mean, honestly, because I know that they're in our neighbor's yard, the moles are, they're in both our neighbor's yard, they're in our yard. Next thing that we plant for the espalier, I will plant in wire baskets.
Yeah.
But Virginia creeper would be pretty.
Yeah. And the next question from that video was from Pat, saying, I kept forgetting to tell you, I love your video shorts on YouTube. So funny. Are you wearing the ring you wanted?
Nope. And I actually got so many questions and so many comments in a few videos from the week about the ring. I also got a bunch of people messaging me on Instagram about that ring. And the ring that I was wearing and that I have been wearing was like a $15 one from Amazon. It's the same style that I want, but it was like $15. The issue with $15 rings is that the like silver on it tends to come off pretty quickly. And because I've been wearing it in the garden, I wanted to see how comfortable it was. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I don't want to say it was like comfortable. It's not like a smooth ring like this, but you can definitely feel the prongs, but it wasn't incredibly uncomfortable. It wasn't even that uncomfortable. Didn't even think about it. The silver on the prongs already wore off, but it's $15, so I was like, all right, whatever, who cares? I just wanted to get it so that way I was like, is this actually the style that I want? And it is the actual style I want. The issue is the ring that I want.
Yeah, it's going to be a little more than $15.
More than
Add some
$15.
zeros.
Yeah, exactly. So no new ring yet.
And the last question from that video is from Melissa. And she had said, I thought French drains had the holes up, solid on the bottom. Of course, you're using it as a sink drain. Maybe that's why it's oriented differently. I did orient it so the holes were to the bottom and they drain into a pretty thick layer of gravel. Kind of estimated the drain can hold about 7.5 to maybe up to 9 gallons of water.
Which is way more than what we will ever
way more
need.
than we're ever going to use that thing for. So it should be perfectly fine.
But what we saw online was, I will pop the photo up, that the holes drain downward for a French drain. That's what we saw online. I did look up French drain just now, and I did see a couple photos of like the holes facing upward, which feels kind of weird to me because then all that water is just sitting in the drain.
Yeah, I think it depends on the purpose. Some people will do a French drain along the edge of their foundation on their home, and that's usually because there's runoff from the building and it comes down. And in that case, you'd probably put the holes up so that as the rainwater came down off the building, it would go into the pipe and be routed out and away from the foundation.
Oh.
I think that's the only reason. That's the only reason I can think of. But I put the holes to the bottom where it would drain out into the gravel because there's a heavy, very thick layer of gravel underneath that pipe. So there's lots and lots of room for drain water.
That makes sense.
So,
well, our holes are, they're not even on the bottom. They're like on the side of the bottom. So
just the way it was designed. All right. And the next video from last week was 3 stores, 0 purchases. What is happening?
Nothing.
And the first question's from Deanna. Said, even not being a fan of marigolds, would they not help some pests in your garden?
I mean, they would, but I just don't love them. So I don't want to put them in my garden. I already have a bunch of host plants for these pests. I don't know. I don't like them enough to even want to bring them in the garden. If they weren't such a warm color, I think I would probably have them. We used to have them in our garden. Our very first garden that we did here, which was a big
vegetable garden. Yeah, it was lined with marigolds.
It was lined with marigolds, and it was really pretty. But they're just so orange and they're just so yellow.
And I don't love the smell.
Never
liked it.
So we're gonna not put them in the garden. If they had different colors, I would probably put I would dot them at the back of a bed or something like that. That would be fine. We had ones that they got really tall. They were really, really big marigolds, and then we found out they were called Hawaiian marigolds or something like that. I can't remember. Hawaiian sponge. I don't know what they were. They were huge. It was really cool because I'm used to marigolds that aren't short, but these ones were massive. But I don't even think it's worth it.
Yeah.
They're just a kind of an eyesore because they're so intensely bright, warm. And we want to do anything we can to like bring that temperature down visually in our garden. It's just so hot here.
Yeah. And the next question was from Charlie. It said, I think we should all get together and not buy any plants until they lower the prices.
Yeah. They're so expensive. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I get why some of them are so expensive, certain ones, but like the little crummy annuals, the like 6-packs, why is a 6-pack of annuals like $7? That's insane. That's when it gets really frustrating. Yeah. That's when it is definitely worth it to like just grow things from seed and do as much as you can from seed. My goal is to order a bunch of seeds this fall and do a bunch of like fall sowing of seedlings, especially now that we have the greenhouse and I'll be able to do that. Mm-hmm. It's just crazy. Like, yeah. And then half of them die.
Yeah, it's been bad for 4 years. Like really noticeable for 4 years.
Yeah. 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 I remember being able to go with like $20 and you could leave with like a good amount of plants. Because like a little 6-pack would be like $3. And now a 6-pack is like $7. Yeah. It's frustrating.
And the next video from last week was a date filled with good food and plant finds. And the first question was from Dawn. She said, Robbie, did you buy Brent that flower that he liked?
Did I buy it?
No. It's a cone flower. It was beautiful. It was very different. And in addition to creeping fig, our moles love cone flowers.
It's so frustrating. It's so bad. We just planted a couple last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
At this point, 3 weeks ago or something like that. And we keep coming out and they're just chewed off right at the base.
Yeah.
And then we come out and the flowers are, the stalks are just on the ground. And we're like, what is going on? Mm-hmm. So I think we're done with cone flowers in the garden.
Yeah.
It's really, really frustrating because they're just dropping.
It's like we're buying them just to feed the moles.
And they're not even eating them. They're just decapitating them. It's frustrating. So we are done with cone flowers.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because they're so pretty.
Yeah.
Unless we do them in a cage. But it's so low on my list now. I'm so over it.
Yeah. And the next question was from Annette. So do you get sick if you're the driver? Just wondering.
No, but sometimes I get sick if I'm the driver. But way less. But I hate driving so much. I hate it. I absolutely despise it. Usually what we'll do is like if I start getting really car sick, we'll switch. And I'll take over, like when we stop to get gas or something like that, I'll take over and I'll do the last leg of the drive. And then that way, by the time we get to wherever we're going, I'm no longer car sick. It's so bad. And then it's hard because like not only do I get car sick, I also get like a migraine when I get car sick. It's just like a double whammy, which just sucks. I just hate going on drives. And like so like date day when we went down there, that's a 2-hour drive for us. So that's the hard part.
And it's long, straight road, but it's still enough to make you car sick.
Yeah.
It's when we go to the coast, it's a really twisty 4-hour drive almost.
Yeah, 3.5-hour drive, 4 hours.
That I can understand getting really car sick on.
But we just go on I-5 down to Sacramento, and it's 2 hours of just driving straight, and I get so car sick.
And the last question is from David. It said, have you ever seen a wedding cake dogwood? It's variegated. I love the layered look.
I just looked it up. They're really pretty, but I want something that has a really good show of flowers. I want the best of both worlds. I want a show of flowers, and then I would love to have that variegated look. I don't know if I would be mad if we just had a green one, but that variegated dogwood is so pretty. We do have a variegated dogwood in like a shrub form, and it's really, really pretty. And I think that's why I want like a tree that's got that variegation too. We have a lot of green here. Mm-hmm. And so it'd be nice to kind of like have something that the willow tree is already like super spectacular. I was going to say I want something showy. The willow tree is already really showy. Mm-hmm. I think a variegated dogwood would be really, really nice. I just want something with pink flowers or something like that. Showy flowers. Mm-hmm. The ones that I was seeing, I don't know if I looked up the right one, but the ones that I was seeing for the wedding cake series had like little tiny flowers. And like the ones that I saw at High Hand Nursery those were green flowers because we were there when it was blooming, and the flowers were green and the flowers looked like leaves. And I was like, well, that's underwhelming.
Yeah,
then it just looks like,
defeats the purpose.
yeah, it just looks like leaves. I don't know. We'll keep looking. It's not going to happen until winter time anyways, when I can transplant this birch tree.
And the next video was Date Day Part 2, Vintage Finds and Garden Stroll. And the first question was from Susan. She said, will you be putting up string lights in the greenhouse? Yes. Put on a sealer on the greenhouse blocks, probably on the inside also. Right idea of putting that aluminum antique trough in your greenhouse.
I really want to find a trough for the greenhouse with the soil. I'm going to Michigan soon. And I would really like to find a trough there. The issue is getting it back.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll fit in a suitcase. But they're offering shipping, so that's probably what's going to happen. And then we're not going to be putting up string lights in the greenhouse because the chandelier is already really bright at nighttime. It's kind of like a little bit too bright, if we're being honest, at nighttime. It also has 5 lights in it, 6 lights in it.
Yeah, and I replaced 3 of them with lower wattage, but we probably need to replace all of them.
All of them with lower wattage, yeah. So no string lights. It might be fun to do string lights in the secret garden once I get that
Once it's all done.
yeah. But not anytime soon. So no, I do want to get up lights though for the rest of the garden for the jelly bean beds. It's just so expensive for up lights and pathway lights. They're like $30 a piece. So yeah, we gotta finish the fence in the backyard.
And the next question is from Jennifer. She said, have you guys gone thrifting? There are lots of treasures to be found for a lot less money.
I do go thrifting, actually all the time. I just don't film it. Thrifting is hard because there's not a whole lot there and I can't plan a video about it because you'll go thrifting and then a lot of times like it's just junk and then you'll find that one treasure in it. And when we go antique shopping, I can show a lot of really cool things all in one space, where going thrifting or going to like yard sales and things like that, it's hard to film those. It's not an exciting video. And there's usually a ton of people in thrift stores and there's usually a ton of people at yard sales or things like that. So I go to the Goodwill often. I love going to the Goodwill. I love going to Salvation Army, places like that. We do a lot of, I do a lot. He doesn't go with me. And one of my friends, she always goes with me too, which is really fun. So we go shopping together all the time. I just don't ever film because it doesn't look good. The shelves are usually, there's stuff all over the shelves and it's not organized nicely. It's not pleasing to the eye on camera. And so they don't make for good videos at all. But I do go, and I do also enjoy going to antique shops because antique shops are very pleasing to look at.
And the last question is from Elaine. Said, could you not make a table for your greenhouse, a top and 4 legs?
We could. If I can find 4 legs that I like, it might be a route that we go. We're talking about doing like a wood top now, just because that'd be much more affordable. We were originally going to do like a concrete top or a cement top counter, but we realized we don't want to build that at all. So if I can find a table that's the right size, I might buy a table that's the right size. Or if we can find some like really cool old wood or something like that, that would be a fun piece to make. I don't know. It's so low on the list right now to get a table in there. We gotta finish the back fence. That's like supposed to be priority number 1, but something else accidentally came up.
Yeah, always.
You guys will see that this week.
All right, and the last video from last week was the limited edition candle and winning the jumping worm battle.
And thank you again for everyone who ordered a candle.
First question was from Darlene. Said, Robbie, are you treating the new plants you're introducing into your flower beds for jumping worms?
Yes. Just so we don't continue to spread the issue. But the issue is if there's still jumping worms in the new cans of plants that we buy, and there's eggs in it, it doesn't even matter because the eggs will hatch in the new soil. And yeah, so I mean, yes, we are going to be treating new plants that come in just to be safe rather than sorry, which it's also a fertilizer, so it's kind of giving the plants a little fertilizer boost, which is good. But I mean, right now I'm not even like so worried about it. I'm like, you know what, if we get another plant that has a jumping worm in it, who cares? We've already got jumping worms. Yeah. But we will be treating everything that we buy with a little bit of that fertilizer, the tea seed meal.
Yeah, we're going to be doing this treatment for probably the next 2 or 3 years. It'll just become...
And it has to happen a couple times during the year.
It'll become part of our regular routine.
Yeah.
That's the only way around it. The next question was from Susie. She said, is it dangerous for the birds to then eat the worms that come to the surface? I hope not.
I'll let you answer that one because you did all the research on
I just
that.
did a little bit of research, and if the concentrations of the saponins, I think that's how you pronounce it, are too high, then it's hard on the bird. But in all reality, we are trying not to use too much, except for that one area where we board a lot.
Yeah.
And in all reality, it's so hot here, by the time they come to the surface, they dry out almost instantly.
What did you call it earlier?
I called it worm jerky because it's gross. It's
they shrivel up and they just turn to like little leather strips in a matter of like
5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it's like half hour. They're like, you just see little dried up worms all over the ground here. The birds don't eat those either. They're still worms on the surface.
Yeah.
So we're not too worried about the birds eating them because there's so much other stuff that the birds would rather eat here.
Yeah. We try to make sure nobody goes hungry.
Yeah.
And the last question was from Michael. He had said, I know you said that you were going to treat the entire garden area. Will you also need to treat the gravel walkways?
Yes, we will. The issue is we won't see the worms actually coming up because everywhere that we have walkway, we have put the barrier down. So even if we're going to put it down there anyways, because I know that there's definitely some worms, especially like the side walkway, which we haven't treated that yet, which we need to. But there is landscape fabric there. We will broadcast some, and then we will just throw the hose over there and let it just kind of irrigate. But the worms will definitely die underneath the landscape fabric. We just won't see it, so we won't know how well it worked in that, which is kind of the hard part.
How effective it was, but
yeah,
you have to know that it works.
Yeah, but we will be doing all of our walkways. We will pretty much be doing every square inch. We'll even be doing containers, because I had some containers that were sitting on the ground. And there was jumping worms.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on? So like we moved a container and we noticed that there was jumping worms underneath that container. So I know that they were going up inside that planter. So yeah, we unfortunately have to also treat literally everything on our property with this stuff. Yeah. So that is going to be it for this video. We hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't had a chance to, make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button on this channel, the like and subscribe button on the other channel, where we will see you guys all tomorrow. And also, if you guys have any questions about our greenhouse, we would love to get them answered. We are planning to film a whole video with every question possible. So anything you guys have about the greenhouse, cost breakdown, different options for the greenhouse, whatever you guys come up with, we will try to get as many of them answered in a upcoming video that we are working on with BC Greenhouse. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today.
We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. You can't put me on the spot.